tonight, American Idol exclusive. Chris, Adam, and the rest answer your questions. What were their biggest challenges? Are they already rich? Who sings in the shower? Do they read about themselves online? The American Idol contestants as you've never seen and heard them before until now. It's an American Idol exclusive your way. This is Larry King Live. Good evening, I'm Ryan Seacrest in for Larry King. We've got our American Idol exclusive, the top 10 answering your questions here in Hollywood. We're joined by American Idol winner Chris Allen, runner-up Adam Lambert, Danny Goki, Allison Irahita, Matt Gerard, Anoop Desai, Lil Round, Scott McIntyre, Megan Joy, and Michael Sarver. Did I get you all?
Yeah. You got it.
Got it. By the way, the American Idol live tour kicks off July 5th. It's going to kick off at the Rose Garden in Portland, Oregon. The top 10 contestants from season 8 will be there doing it all live for you. 50 cities across the country. Chris, are you ready for the tour with the whole group?
Yeah, it's going to be, like I've been saying for a long time, it's going to be a blast.
It will be fun. Let's take a look at that winning moment one more time. Your American Idol, Chris Allen. After the nationwide vote of nearly 100 million, the winner of American Idol 2009 is Chris Allen. What has the group said to you now that you're the winner? Have they changed? Has the dynamic changed at all, Chris?
Yeah, they don't talk to me anymore.
Now we're staring at
They're like, oh, we can't talk to you. No, they still treat me the same. Maybe a little bit different.
And do you treat them the same?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so Larry King Live asked Idol viewers, you guys watching, fans, to submit questions for the entire top 10. How do we get them? CNN.com/Larry King. We got them through Twitter at King's Things and the CNN Facebook page. We'll ask the questions throughout the entire hour, so let's have some fun here. Blog question for the group. Were you more competitive with each other at the beginning of the show or as the season progressed? Adam?
I actually think the beginning felt more competitive for me because that's when we were trying to define ourselves on the show. And then as it continues, it's like your fan base builds and you get more support behind you. So I think it becomes less about your actual performance and more about just staying consistent.
Allison, what do you think?
Yeah, I definitely agree that, you know, it was more like that in the beginning, I guess because I didn't really know anyone. And I was just like, I was already having, like, issues with myself. So I was like, oh, my gosh, I got to do good and better than this dude and Danny Goki. And, you know, I'm joking.
Well, Goki, I mean, no secret, he's one of the most competitive of all of you. What about for you, Danny?
Yeah, in the beginning, I think everyone's online because you don't know anybody. When you build relationships, you start to leave the competitive side behind, but then you start competing with yourself. And, you know, I think, you know, I had to compete with myself every time I was on the stage because I was always...
Yeah, I feel like you give yourself a hard time.
Yeah, if you ask everyone who knows me, I analyze things. And that's yeah, that's what I'm saying, overanalyze. And I go through things in my head so many times that I tend to destroy what I started so freshly. You know? And it's been a weakness, but I think hopefully I can steer it in the right direction and start making good things happen.
Make it productive. All right, this question was tweeted to King's Things. What was it really like living in that mansion together? Do you really hang out with each other? Let's see. Matt?
Yes.
What was it like living in that mansion?
We actually, I think we only really liked it for like the first week or two. And I think that after a while, it's like, was it like we kind of missed the room service and people cleaning up after you?
Scott, what'd you say?
I miss the room service, you know? And honestly,
Wait,
like...
just so we're clear, there's room service in the mansion?
No, there was no room service in the mansion.
All right.
No, we liked it. It was cool, but we actually did hang out together. And, you know, a lot of time in the kitchen. We would just, like, it was like the gathering place. We'd just, like, jump on the counter, lay down, like, yo, dude, what's that?
And Michael, how about for you? I mean, we saw footage of your home where you used to live, like about the size of the bedroom in the mansion. What was it like for you?
You know, personally, I prefer the smaller house. I'm looking for the 4 or 5 bedroom with a lot of family in it. It was so big enough to have its own zip code, really. And, I mean, it was huge, but it almost at times felt empty until, of course, we made it to the kitchen when it all came together.
Who was the sloppiest?
Danny and me were roommates.
Y'all's room was bad, dude.
Okay, hold up. We had the smallest room, though, I think. That's why. It helps. It kind of helps when you have this small room and all our stuff is in there.
That's why everything was piled up on it.
And the fact that we didn't clean up after.
I want to know then, what was the most awkward conversation between the two of you once you had to be, you're living in that shoebox then, your bedroom in a huge mansion, but you're in close quarters as roommates?
Well, I remember having a conversation, like, because we had sort of a cleaning service come in, I guess, once every week or something like that, and they would clean our room, and then less than 24 hours later, they just things everywhere, like it would look like a hurricane just came through the room. And so we had this conversation one day.
That Anoop would be the sloppiest to me because
well, I just.
Right? You're the most studious. You would think that there'd be neatness involved, and organization.
Well, I know where everything is.
It's all
it
here.
doesn't mean
it's all in my brain.
Method to the madness. Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
Sign of true genius.
Organized.
It's true. Who was the bathroom hog?
Danny.
Adam raises his hand.
Yeah, in our bath, we had a big bathroom.
Wait, so you guys were roommates?
Yeah, we were roommates. Yeah. And the bathroom was huge, and there were two sides of it. You know, one side and a sink, and the other side. And I always say,
tell me about the countertop.
Yeah, Chris had like 3 things like just lined up in the corner, and I had just every product I could find. You know what I mean? I love stuff.
And be like,
so
what is that?
yeah, that's yet another thing I can put in my hair.
All right. More pomade. All right, Chris, blog question for you. What was the hardest genre or style you had to perform on Idol?
Oh wow. I think the hardest style was probably rock, because I felt like it had to be like crazy hard rock, you know. And you know, I did the Beatles, but it was still like it was rockier than like what the Beatles did, and so I think that was a little rough for me, and I knew that coming in.
Toughest genre for you, Lil Rounds?
Oh, toughest genre for me, probably Country Week. I picked so I think it was a pretty good song, but it was just going into it. I was like, I don't know what to say for country. I know one country song, and that is it. And I saw it on a movie. But I mean, but that might have been, you know, my hardest week.
And Megan? Tennessee.
I had a rough time with Motown. Hard time. I love Motown music, but I didn't know what I was doing.
I like the candor. I like the candor here tonight. We'll be talking to Randy Jackson next. So stick around for more of this American Idol special edition of Larry King Live. All right, we're back. Ryan Seacrest in for my friend Larry King, the American Idol special, answering your questions from the internet, also your tweets. We'll get to those in a few. First, want to say hello to my dear friend, Idol judge, as he joins the top 10 now. Randy Jackson, for me, for you, for me. For you, for me, for you, for me.
Yo, what's up, man? For me, for you, for the top 10, Rye.
Well, what were you trying to say for you, for me, for me, for you when we were talking about that, playing that clip back in the finale?
Dude, I have to admit, it was so funny. I didn't even realize I said it that many times, man. It was so hilarious to me. But what I was saying was that for me, for you, this is the dog in the house. Dude, come on, let's go back Tuesday nights, guys. It's not over. Let's go back. Come on.
So, Randy, were you happy with the outcome? And give me your take on our winner and runner-up.
Yeah, you know, listen, I mean, you know, Simon and I say this all the time, Ryan. You know we say this. America never really gets it wrong. And I think, look, I mean, so happy. This has been one of our best seasons yet. I mean, it's been an unbelievable season. I think, hands down for the boys, it's the best season yet, I'll say. And I think, you know, listen, it coming down to a duel at the end with Chris and Adam, I mean, it couldn't have been better. And, I mean, you guys couldn't have been in more rare, perfect form. I think, you know, Adam, you gave one of the performances of your life on Tuesday night, and so did Chris. So, I mean, it's just, and listen, this whole top 10, Ryan, I never say this, but this whole top 10 has a shot to be hugely successful. This whole top 10, dude.
So,
you guys should give yourselves a round of applause, because I know it's hard facing us in America every week, but you guys stood up to the task every week, and I know a lot of you kind of held some comments under your breath, probably.
Actually, we were just talking about all of those before you called in.
Yeah.
All right, let me pretend that I don't host the show for a second and ask you some questions that I've talked to you about before off the air. What do you think about the tweaks? What do you think about the fourth judge? Did it work? Didn't it work? Was it good, bad? Are you indifferent, Randy?
No, listen, I think that the tweaks were really, really good for us. I think the wild card thing was amazing. I mean, loving that we could choose Matt, loving we used it. You know, listen, I think all of that was really great. I think also having Kara, she's really worked herself in. It started a little, you know, bumpy, you know, but it's always going to be that way, you know, when you bring somebody in at this point after the show's been going for, you know, 6 or 7 seasons like this. So I think she's worked out tremendously well. Love the look at the end with her and Bikini Girl. Wow.
Careful, your wife is close.
I know, but I'm saying it was a great look. I mean, did you see Simon and I give a standing ovation to Bikini Girl?
Oh my God.
Yeah, I saw it.
I don't think Simon's recovered yet. Danny, you watched American Idol. You see the show, right? Did you watch it a lot before?
No, I just watched it
This is the first time you've seen it?
last year. Well, I saw bits and pieces of season 1, but took a job, worked all evenings, and finally got DVR and watched it last year.
Okay, so you saw it last year, and you saw it with 3 judges. Now, the season you come on to compete, there's 4 judges. How do you think that affects the contestants?
I think it worked in our favor, actually. I liked Kara's opinion on music. I really did. I think all the judges were spectacular, and they each bring a different thing to the table. And I hope it stays 4 judges.
Scott, how important is the judges' support on Idol?
You know, the judges' support is amazing. I mean, on that note, you really, as Anoop said earlier, you have to stay true to yourself. It's easy to get caught up in the comments week to week and say, how can I please Randy? How can I please Simon, Paula, Kara? But their support means so much.
But when they're hard on you, can that help you in the voting?
Absolutely.
But in other words, can there be a backlash to the voting? So they're hard on you. America feels bad. They vote for you.
It can go any which way. You know, it depends how you respond to it, and a lot of people enjoyed, you know, my bantering back and forth with the judges, and I enjoyed all of them. You know, I love them for their critiques and as people, and I just had a great time up there. You know, it can be a double-edged sword, but you definitely. When you get that positive review, it's awesome.
Randy?
And right, dude, let's just, you know, you guys, it's great for you now because the season's over. I mean, it's been, once again, an amazing season. I appreciate all of you guys for coming out and stuff. But let's put that in perspective, the judging. Here's what is really key about it, and hopefully you guys take this throughout the rest of your careers and the rest of your life. What it really is, what we say, what we comment negatively about, if it is all negative, it's just really a critique. It's never really negative, but we're actually trying to help to guide you and teach you and say, hey, you'd be better doing this or that, or maybe wouldn't do that, or this doesn't work for you, no matter what you think in your own world of things, as we look at it completely objectively because we have no ego about it, right?
And in the context of selling records, charting, and everything else.
Yeah, and in the context of we've all been doing this, you know, 20, 25 years professionally, each of us. So at the top of the game, so... Ryan, at the top of the game. So, I mean, what it is that it's really trying to help you, really, so that next week, maybe a little bit of that, you know, you think, well, maybe I want to sing that kind of song. Maybe they're right. Maybe I should do this and not do that. You know what I mean?
All right.
So that's what we're hoping to do, by the way.
Randy, hang, I have one more question for you before we let you go about next season and the following seasons, the future of American Idol. We're back in 60 seconds with more of your questions. Stay with us.
It's a very, very
Back with your American Idol special, your questions for the top 10, and Lambert critiquing himself with that last note.
I sang the wrong thing. I was singing the harmony that was above it, that the background singer.
It was finessed so well, and then
I was singing the wrong note.
Randy Jackson on the phone. Did you hear a bum note there, Randy?
Yeah, but see, at least he knew what it was. I love that Adam,
He cringed within the first second when he got there, right? Hey, Randy, I want to ask you about the future of the show. A lot of buzz about what's going to happen. American Idol, the judging panel. Will Simon stay? Will Simon go? What has he said to you? What do you think's going to happen? What do you want to see happen?
Listen, I think we'll all definitely be back for next season, and it's going to be just a great, amazing, crazy, wild season again, hopefully. And, you know, the future, who knows? I mean, you know, the future, we'll see, Ryan. I think, you know, Ryan, is your contract up next year?
Yes. Can the show be successful without Simon?
You know, listen, I mean, that's a very, very tough question. I mean, you know, I'd like to think that organically how this show grew is why it's so successful. I think if we all say we knew before the time that it happened, we're probably not really telling the complete truth. So we organically are blessed with this great vehicle. So are these kids that you're talking to right now. And I think, look, I don't know. I don't know what that show will be without him. I don't know, because he's a big part of it. That's why I signed on in the beginning, because of him. So, I mean, I don't really know. It can still go on. I don't know if it'll be as successful as it was.
So you call it everybody back for next season. Randy
Dude,
Jackson.
come on, Ryan. Let's rock the house, baby. What?
You are a terrific guy, a dear friend. We'll talk to you. I'll call you later, all right?
Guys, I love you. I'll see you on tour, man. Continued success. Great luck. Holla at me. Let's get in the studio and make some music.
Thank you. And we're going to holla at you after this break. More of your questions. Holla after this.
Could you be so? How could you be so cold as a winter wind when it breeze, yo? Just remember that you're talking to me, though. You need to watch the way you're talking to me, you know. I mean, after all the things that we've been through, I mean, after all the things we got into, and yo, I know some things that you ain't told me, and yo, I did some things, but that's
It is your Idol exclusive, the top 10 here answering your questions. That was Chris Allen, the winner of American Idol, doing Heartless. Some say that was a lot of people, including I think you, say that was a turning point for you.
Yeah, I feel like it was. Absolutely.
And what did you think when Randy, I remember that night Randy said it was better, in his opinion, than the original, and better than the Fray, another band did a cover of that song. He says better than that too.
I was like, oh gosh, I hope Kanye's not mad at me.
But just the fact that you would know Kanye is kind of a cool thing, right?
No, I don't know Kanye.
Did you hear from Kanye?
I haven't heard from him personally, but I have heard that he did like it, so that's really cool.
All right, we appreciate all your questions via Twitter and also online and Facebook. Let's go to this one. The winner's single, No Boundaries. This is a viewer question. It was co-written by Cara Diaguardi. What were the challenges of the song? I'll start with you, Chris.
It's hard to sing. It's you know, it like stays up in your upper register for a long time, and it's hard to breathe. Me and Adam talked about it a lot.
There's a lot of words.
A lot of words.
A lot of words in the song. A lot of words.
It's a lot of words, and I think I even forgot the words on the show. I don't know if it was caught or not, but I think I did. And so
in that moment, do you feel a flash of heat down your spine when you forget something on national television and you're being judged?
I think I did it, and I was like, okay, and then I just kept on singing. So
I forgot the words during dress rehearsal, and I got really flustered. I was like, oh God, I hope this doesn't happen later.
And lyrically, what do you think about the song?
It's got a good message. You know, it's talking about the mountains and the hurricanes, and but you know, it definitely is a.
I love climbing mountains. Yeah. I climb every mountain and I cross every stream.
This question is via CNN's Facebook page for any of the Idol finals. How far in advance do you know the theme for a week? Anoop?
It really depends. We normally got about 3 themes at a time, but you know, we were so focused on what we were doing that week that, you know, sometimes we only picked what song we were doing the Thursday after, you know, the previous week. So it was, you know, we, on a normal week, maybe 4 or 5 days to prepare a song for that week.
And Matt, the song can make or break you. Give us some insight in terms of how you go about picking it, and when you go back and forth, it's tough to make a decision sometimes.
Yeah, you know, before this I was a dueling piano player, as you know, and I know tons of songs, so it's kind of hard to like really, which one's good for you? I can do tons of songs, but which one can I do that makes me, you know, sound good or perform well? Like, some songs just don't do anything for your vocals. So, you know, some people knew exactly what they wanted to do every week. But some people, I think, like me and Danny, like I think the clear song people or whatever they're called, they would like chase us around for song choices, and we'd be like, no, I don't want to pick it. I don't want to pick. I would just tell her songs to clear it that I didn't even really want to do.
What happens when somebody gets your favorite? There's a song that you want and somebody else gets it. How does that work, Michael?
We draw out of a box.
Is that right?
Yeah, and some blank pieces of paper, and one piece of paper has the title of the song, and whoever gets it keeps it.
I know how that feels.
It's brutal.
I actually know how it feels to win 3 times. 3 times.
Come rain or come shine.
Wait, so Alice, what's the beef here?
Huh? No beef.
No beef.
Well, you could have fooled us.
The two 23-year-old pianists kept thinking alike.
I can imagine.
We always pick the same songs.
Yeah.
We both pick so small. We didn't try to.
For those who don't know, Scott is visually impaired. Scott, how can you see anything? What can you see? How can you get around them?
When I'm facing towards you right now, I can only see like a little tiny part of your face, and because it's good lighting, so I can't really see much detail from this distance, but I can kind of see a little part of your nose or your
I'm
forehead.
6'10", 240, and I used to play ball.
Yeah.
Are you in? No. Let's scrimmage.
You know, but it's crazy.
But how difficult was it for you being on the show?
It's pretty weird sometimes, because as soon as the lights are shining in my eyes and everything, I have no visual reference whatsoever. So actually, something a lot of people don't know, I would run up to the edge of or just jump a little forward to the edge of the stage during some of the group numbers.
Let me be honest. Were you ever worried about walking off the edge of the stage?
Well, it didn't happen yet, so I'm, and they've been great about helping me around. But honestly, there's a little grid where the floor monitors are, so we can hear what we're singing right at the edge of the stage, and I could feel the difference with my feet. And all, a lot of these guys did a great job of offering to help me around during those, and we built a lot of that into the choreography. So it really was definitely an adventure, but it worked out well.
The adventure here continues with your questions on Larry King Live after this break. Stay here. Looks like the cast of a scripted show there. American Idol's Live, the tour hitting 50 cities across the country. You gotta go support this top 10. They earned a lot of people's votes over the course of our season. Back now with your questions on Larry King Live. Let's see, how about this one from the blog, Adam. How did you get to be so fabulous? I don't know exactly what that means.
I was born that way.
I was born fabulous. You weren't. You were born bald.
No, I was not born fabulous at all.
You looked very different in high school.
Yeah. My 20s here in LA have been an eye-opening experience. I have a lot of eccentric friends, and I know a lot of artists and designers and people that inspire me, and that's kind of where I get my ideas from.
How often a week do you have to darken your hair?
It's not weekly. It's a couple times, like maybe once or twice a month.
Oh, okay, it's monthly. Blog question for Lil Rounds here. Will you return to Memphis after the tour, or do you plan to move in order to pursue your music career?
I believe that I will go back home, go back to Memphis after tour. And if I do come back out to California, I have a family, and I've heard and I've seen that they're a bit more expensive out here than in Memphis. So, I just want to make sure that I'll be able to afford coming back out to California.
That's a good thing to think through.
Yeah.
All right, here's a question that we got from viewers. Albums. Who's got record deals? Who's got album plans? Jump in. Who wants?
Well,
I know Chris is in. And
yeah.
Scott, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, obviously Chris does, but I think for me, I'm already, a lot of that we can't discuss yet because it will lock in soon or during or after the tour, and a number of things can happen that we're talking about now. But for me, I've started conceptualizing it. I've definitely had.
So do you have a deal?
Well, we're all signed to, to 19 right now.
19 is the
then
management company and
the record deal for all our singles that are on iTunes,
Yeah.
and as soon as that goes away, they either keep some of us on or we go out of the deal. So, and they facilitate a lot of other stuff, and it's just kind of, we have to
so
talk
politically
through that.
correct. I love it.
But I have plans. I'm not going anywhere.
You're not going anywhere. And
I'm not going
Adam,
anywhere.
being the runner-up, how about for you?
Yeah, we're working it out right now. It looks good.
What do you want to do?
I want to do an album. That's my first goal.
What kind?
I don't know, something kind of, pop rock with like an electronic production kind of edge to it. Something kind of new. I want to do something different.
Any truth to the rumor that Queen offered you the gig as lead singer?
I think that they were interested in maybe me coming out and joining them here and there. I think that would
So
be...
they had a conversation with you?
Yeah, it would be really
They did have a
cool.
conversation.
Yeah. It was,
And what'd you say?
Obviously we have to work it all out. There's a lot going
You're
on
looking
right
down.
now.
Look at me.
There's a lot going.
What did you say?
I
When they
said
do you
I
want to
would.
be the lead singer
I said
of Queen?
I would. They didn't say, "Do you want to be the lead singer of Queen?"
Well, I
They said,
rephrased
"Would you
it.
like to come out?" Yeah, of course that would be amazing. They said, "Would you? We would love to see you out and come out with us and sing with us."
And you said yes.
And I said I would love to. Yeah.
And how do you do that with the Idols live tour?
That's exactly why I'm kind of hemming and hawing for an answer here because I'm not sure exactly how that would work.
They asked me to. I said I'd think about
What,
it.
what kind of record are you going to make, Matt? Have you thought it through?
I think I'd like to get back to the piano, maybe like a band around me. I imagine myself, doing like some rock, some soul stuff, and just getting back to performing. I can't wait to get back on the road and gig like that. And I want to make a good album. I'm already talking to like a lot of people that I've met about like writing songs togetger and people that are already out there.
Well-known
doing it.
names? Give us one.
I can't do that yet. Come on, I can't give it all
CNN,
away.
you
I
can
can't
do
give
it.
it all away. I'm just talking right now. It's like that. It's like the time right after the show where it's kind of like you're pushing you out of the nest a little bit.
Right.
You're like, oh, okay, like what do I do now?
Well,
So-
Allison, you're still in school. You have to have a tutor every day, right, for school. So you'll be on the Idols Live tour. How will your day be different compared to all these others? You know?
Well. I mean, I don't know how tour's gonna be yet. I mean, it's obviously gonna be crazy, but all I know is that it's probably gonna be it's gonna be probably the same as when we were in the show, as to like, all right, Allison, you gotta wake up at 7 a.m. You guys gotta wake up at 10. I'll see you guys later.
And we'd all give her a little.
No, but here's the thing. No, here's the cool thing for me was that when these dudes, they'd be like, all right, rehearsal, and they'd be like, oh, and I'd be like, see you guys, I'm in school. So it'd be...
We'd be in the studio all night. She's like, bye, guys.
Hey, what a nice day. I don't want to look like an idiot next day.
We're going to come back. More Larry King Live. The Idol special continues with your questions after this break. There they are. Your Idol Top 10 group is here. The American Idol's Live Tour kicks off July 5th. 50 cities, and they want to see you out there. By the way, what do you know? What do you know about the tour? You know anything about it? What you guys are doing?
Just that it's going to be an intense
Fantastic.
experience. Yeah, I was talking to David Cook and his family, and they just said, pack underwear and socks, as many as you can, because you're not going to be able to stop. And you're,
That is such profound advice.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I told him too. I was really grateful for that. But no, just that it's going to be a really intense experience, but really fun, because I think we're all looking forward to the opportunity of performing without 4 people sitting in front of us.
Are there big numbers?
We don't even know about those things yet, do we?
Yeah, it's all being worked out.
It's gonna be like the Idol show kicked up a notch. More lights, more everything, more people. I cannot wait.
Don't forget the name of the city you're in. Have you ever been to a concert and someone comes out and they're like, "Hello, Nashville"? It's Memphis. Good advice. All right, some of the viewer questions here. Let's see, for Danny and Allison, will you guys be doing a duet on the tour? Do you know?
I wouldn't mind.
I wouldn't mind either.
So that's a yes.
Can you imagine 2 like super soulful voices?
And we were talking about that. What were we talking about?
Our voices have a vocal punch
How we
to
both
them.
sort of sound like guys, but.
Danny admitted to that?
Thanks, Ryan.
Anyways,
What's a perfect song for you two?
I don't know.
I would like,
No, not what?
I think like a very soulish, maybe a soul rock song, because we both have a lot of soul in us. And
you want to do Dream On?
No, I want to do I want her to show me the scream at the end. Maybe.
I mean, but Allison has an amazing voice. It's incredible. Your voice, the power in your voice. All right, here's a tweet. Do you guys earn money during the American Idol tour? Is that how you pay them?
No, we're doing it for free.
All right, Lambert, how much?
It's nice. It's very generous.
Does everyone get paid the same?
I think so, yeah.
And it kind of
Megan says no.
I get a
You
little
said
more.
yes.
I get a little more than everybody else, but yeah.
Matt negotiates.
I made some raises.
Discovering during the show as well. This is news.
Right.
So you do get paid. It's a good gig. And what happens after the tour? You don't know.
That's when music careers start.
I know what happens to the Idol.
Yeah.
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 But you may or may not be on your own at that point.
That's
Everything's in limbo right now. Right now, we're just waiting to see what they're gonna do, because we're really, that's what we're waiting on. We're waiting on them.
Do you make anything from iTunes sales?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Write down the number. A new blog question. Do you have any interest in acting?
You know, it's something that I did when I was in high school and stuff like that. I mean, I would love to. But you know, my music is first. I mean, in my mind, I'm a singer first, and you know, I would love to experiment with stuff. I mean, that's.
I feel like you're losing your southern accent.
I'm losing. I didn't know I had one in the first place.
accent?
Yeah, I heard you the other night.
No, it's like it comes in and out.
He met someone from North Carolina and it came out.
It comes out when I meet people from North Carolina, and then it.
He's like, oh, wow.
And then it's over. I don't know. Yeah.
All right, we're back in 60 seconds with more of your questions here on Larry King Live. Don't go away. We are back, your American Idol exclusive here with the top 10 and your questions. Let's see, another tweet for the group. Do you think the judges are too much of the focus on American Idol? Low rounds.
Too much of the focus. I think that they play a good role as far as, you know, they do take a bit of focus, but I don't think not as much as the contestants. I mean, of course, it's still about who's on there. It's about the talent. It's about what you're doing. And the judges, they give their critiques. They give if they think you did a good job or not. And I think America does listen to them, but I don't think they get all of the focus, though.
Chris, did it bother you when sometimes you look down and you see the judges try to strangle each other and push each other and tease each other?
You know, sometimes, like, I don't feel like they're paying attention enough, but for the most part...
But do you see that when you're singing?
When I'm singing, I think, for me, personally, when I'm singing, I don't see a thing. I'm focusing on what I'm trying to do, and you get lost in what's going on.
Did you dread hearing from any of the judges at any point, Adam? Well, probably not you. but was there one that you felt like you didn't connect with as much as the others?
Well, I mean, Simon's always the one that you're kind of like, did he like it? You know, with the others, I could kind of tell on their faces what was coming.
Yeah.
But with Simon, you know, he always likes to keep you guessing.
Yeah,
so.
he likes the suspense.
Yeah.
Anoop, there was a point during the season, I recall, when you and Kara had a bit of friction. There was a moment there. What happened that week?
Yeah, well, it was after I sang Caught Up.
Yeah.
And she said something, she was like, well, you know, it seemed like your frat friends, you know, dared you to get on stage and say that, or and sing that. And then I saw a camera in front of my 4 friends that were there, one of whom is an accountant, one of whom's a consultant, who's a doctoral student in music, and one that's going into PR. And I just thought that it was, you know, sort of an unfair characterization of me and my friends to say, I mean, I was never in a frat to begin with. I mean, I can deal with that. We got into this process and we know that, you know, we're in the spotlight, and I can deal with people, you know, saying things to me. But when, you know, you bring my friends into, I was a little, you know, annoyed at that. But Kara and I, you know, talk through it. It's fine. We have a fine relationship. So.
A fine relationship. That's always such the perfect word to describe her. It's fine. You look fine.
I want to say something real quick about Kara, because we haven't really covered it. You know, we got to work with her in the studio, and she is absolutely incredible. She's very creative, very, very giving person. And I don't know, I think she was a little bit unfairly judged in like the press and stuff. I don't know why everybody was so hard on her. I think her critiques were most of the time like spot on. She had really good advice. I mean, I don't understand why everybody was so hard on her.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's just when there's something new and different, it takes a second just to get it. But what people should know is that, and if you don't, this woman has been a part of hugely successful songs, hit records with big talent, and has an amazing ability to, what you're saying, to sit down and really understand an artist, bring out the best in an artist. I mean, she's done it with a lot of people that we know. I can't remember who she's working with. Carrie she's working with, and she's done it with
Pink. She's worked with Christina.
Katy Perry.
Honestly, I was so excited when she came on the show because, you know, I kind of thought in the back of my head, you know, because I'm a songwriter and whatnot, it would be really cool to meet this person. And she brings a whole element that the other judges don't really touch on. You know, she's always saying, oh, with the right song, you could do this. She looks at it from an industry perspective.
Unless she gives you a negative critique, and then we actually feel a little bit differently that week, right? unless she grills you on the air.
She's a genuine person, you know? Like she'll, even if she gives you a negative critique, she'll tell you why she thinks
Would you ever date her?
Would I ever?
Yes.
She went to Duke, so.
We'll be back with the Idol. Stay here. To watch the group numbers back with the top 10 on American Idol. I think some weeks they're more enthused than other weeks about those group numbers.
Would that
be accurate?
Yeah, that'd be accurate.
That one was actually one of our favorites.
That was really fun.
It was a great song, and we had fun doing the choreography, and we had fun singing it. And,
of course. That flat top footage of Randy and Journey. Before we get back to the viewer questions, a lot of buzz about the show. Once you're in, I mean, it's on the radar. And there are websites and blogs, some positive, some negative. How much does that affect you when you're a contestant on the show? Do you pay attention to it? Michael?
I think it's actually up to you as an individual how much it affects you.
Did you read it?
It didn't affect me much because I kept my nose out of it. You know, there's plenty of things for us to do in a day's time on American Idol. To sit around and look at that, it's up to you. So if it affects you,
there's gotta be a voice though in your head that says, "I want to know what people."
Oh, absolutely. I'm wondering all the time. I only looked at the fan ones. I didn't want anything to do with the negative stuff.
How about someone screen him for him?
How about for Chris and Adam? You guys competing in the finale, which is it's a hugely highly rated show. You average 28 million people, 2 hours of television. You're under the microscope. How much of the headlines did you read? The blogging did you read, Chris?
I really tried to keep my nose at it, especially the pass or the final or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I don't want anything to mess me up. I'm not gonna lie, I probably read something, but you know, I really tried to keep it.
Do you take it personally, Adam?
No, I mean, I kind of checked out what people were saying early on because I just wanted to see what the response was, you know, and it actually helped me a little bit. It gave me a sense of, oh, there's support out there, people are liking what I'm doing. And then there's, you know what, I hate to say it, but there's a lot of negative stuff too, which I don't take personally. I think we're in this business and it's, you know, it comes with the territory.
When they stop talking about you, you got a problem,
yeah,
right?
Exactly.
All right, another viewer question. This is good. Is there a song that you would ban from Idol if you could? Is there one that you had to deal with, or is there something that sticks out? This is the worst song for us to have to sing in the competition.
Trouble during Country Week.
Why? What is that about?
There were so many words. We were like,
So a lot of lyrics. It's risky because you might, stumble, forget them?
Yeah.
It's hard to sing and spell at the same time. It's like,
And dance.
Some of these songs are so good, like with one person singing them, and then like with like 13 people singing them. It's just there's no way you can make it cool sometimes.
Allison, how about for you? Was there something that just you cringed when you thought about or heard or wanted to avoid?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta agree with Trouble. I mean, I think there was this point of the song where the camera was right on me, and I was just like, Trouble, and I just,
It was
words. It was Trouble. It was terrible. UBLE.
Can you, I mean, in that, see, what I'm always impressed, though, with each year, and especially you guys, the contestants, you may stumble in rehearsal, you may completely blank out in rehearsal, and generally speaking, when you get on the air, it's show mode, and you get there. Somehow, you just get there. What happens when you get into that live show, Megan?
I don't know. It's kind of something you can't even describe. You just, something comes over you, and you just do it. And then all of a sudden you come out of it and you're like, whoa, 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 what did I just do?
Have any of you been in a song, you're singing a song, you're thinking, oh God, here comes the hard part. Oh, I got through it. And you're still, you're like, half your brain is saying that, and the other half still moving.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, at a certain point you have to just let go and hope that it comes out okay, but I've when I used to play classical piano, I've actually fallen asleep playing a song before, and then I'm daydreaming, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh, did I already do that part of that? And there's just something that
you just kind of
that takes over sometimes.
Yes. For me, it was, there's a certain point in the evening when we're fixing to go on where I just let it go. I quit thinking about the lyrics. I quit trying to remember them and sing them to myself. There's got to be a time when you let go of that.
Right.
And
when you just
do your thing.
But when you just relax, you can get there. We'll be back.
Just think about the emotion. Yeah.
We'll be back with more emotion. The top 10 on Larry King Live after this. The results are in. At America, you have chosen your top 10. Here they are, the American Idols. They're going out on tour, 50 cities, so check them out in your town. Last year, Larry King Live did class superlatives for the other idols, for that group, for that class. So we should do them for this one, the new group of 2009. Who would be the class clown in this group?
Matt G. I'm going to go with Matt G.
That makes me laugh.
Or Allison.
I'm a silly dude.
No, that's Matt.
Silly
There's a couple of us. That's the only person.
Class flirt?
I want to take all the awards.
That's why he clowns, so I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. Most stylish?
Adam Lambert.
Adam Lambert.
Oh,
Obviously.
how do you choose which fingers to paint?
Oh, I just started scraping them off when I was, just fidgeting.
All right. The class brain?
A nerd.
Yeah. He doesn't argue that. Who's the class rebel?
Is there a rebel?
Megan Joy Corker.
Megan.
Yes, the cuckoo. What was that all about? What was the cuckooing that week? You cuckooed across the stage.
I'm a rebel.
She said, I don't really care. I loved that. That was so cool.
Most likely to run for political office. Who would that be? Anoop again.
I'd like to.
Who would be voted the prom king and queen?
Lil.
Yeah.
And Chris. Lil and Chris. Yeah.
That's a cute couple, except they're both, I think, taken.
Yeah, we're taken.
We're taking,
Let's see. What do you? I mean, just final thought here. What do you think was the message of this season? Was there a theme when you sum up this season? Chris, I'll give it to you.
I think seriously, we are really all different, and we have gotten along amazingly. And so I seriously think that's a theme, and society is dealing with weird stuff like that right now, and we need to pull together as a society.
So this should be an example.
Yeah, diversity.
Yes.
Guys, you have been terrific. Proud of you. Really proud of you. Congratulations, and it's been a pleasure to work with you each and every week. We'll see you again soon. Sorry to put you through those results shows too. I know that's painful for the full,
Have a
full hour.
over there.
Thanks for joining us, and thank you, Mr. Larry King, my friend, for letting me sit in tonight. More news now on CNN.